quarter, series tied at 2. The pivotal Game 5. You know, Nuggets with Jokic are 6-0 in Game 5s when the series is tied at 2. Interesting. First quarter, watch as Jokic is defended by Hartenstein, and Jokic gets inside and lays it in plus the foul. Nuggets down 3 after the made free throw. 1-point game now. Jokic backing down Hartenstein and scores the lefty hook. The ball swings to Jokic, who hits a 3 over Hartenstein. Jokic had 15 points on 6 for 7 shooting with Hartenstein as his primary defender. Under 4 minutes left in the half, the Nuggets lead by 6. Jamal Murray goes to work. Murray. Denver goes up 51-43. About a minute left in the half. Thunder down 56-49. SGA gets the steal, pushing the pace. Gilgeous-Alexander lays it in, plus the foul. Thunder. They're now within 2 at the break. Third quarter, Nuggets lead by 4. Jamal Murray back to work. He had 28 points. There's a three-pointer. A minute later, Murray using the screen hits another 3. And the Nuggets lead 75-68. Next Nuggets possession, Murray. Tough fadeaway J over Luka Doncic. Murray on fire in the third. Denver built a huge lead. But then Jokic misses the layup, gets it back, lays it in. In the third quarter, Jokic and Murray outscored the Thunder 25-24. Denver led 86-78 after 3. But the Thunder are down just 2 in the fourth. SGA misses it, Dort saves it, and then Chet Holmgren. He's going to lay it in, and the Thunder tie up the game. Holmgren had 14 points under 3 minutes to play, tied at 98. Hartenstein slams it home. OKC goes up 100-98. So under 3 to play, Nuggets down to Jokic. Nikola Jokic had 44 points and 15 rebounds, and the Nuggets tied at 100. About 2 minutes to go, same score, SGA. Clutch when it mattered most. Thunder go up by 3 after the made free throw. Next Nuggets possession, Jokic doesn't give up the fadeaway 3. That is unreal by Jokic, and the Nuggets tie it at 103. Where the crowd was like, what? Next Thunder possession, Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams had 18 points. There's 3 of them. Under a minute to play, 3-point lead by the Thunder, and the dagger 3 by SGA. And the Thunder pull this one out at home and take a 3-2 series lead. Well, the Nuggets led by 8 points entering the fourth quarter, and then it was all OKC Thunder from there. The Thunder outscored the Nuggets 30. Denver shooting just 24% from the floor in the fourth quarter. 4 for 6, though, by Nikola Jokic. 1 for 15 by everyone else. What a game, what a finish. Danny Green in studio with us now on SportsCenter. All right, the battle of the 2 MVP candidates, Jokic and SGA, they put on a show in OKC. I mean, start to finish. But the fourth quarter is where everything turned in OKC's favor. How did they do it?
I have to give a lot of credit to the others, and it started with Lu Dort. They were down by double-digit, figured numbers by 10 or 11, maybe even 9. But he's the one that, gave him the boost of energy. He knocked down 3 threes, got loose ball, 50-50 balls. Isaiah Hartenstein got a lob. Chet had a layup. The other guys really stepped up. And, of course, down the stretch, SGA was the icing on the cake. Jalen Williams hit a big 3. But Lu Dort was the guy, really, that got them into this game and brought them back. So you got to give a lot of credit to the other guys. SGA, in that second half, even though he had 30, he didn't seem as aggressive as he normally was, and he still ended up with 30. But he had the dagger 3 and a couple free throws that helped seal the game. But,
Danny, what did you learn about the Thunder? I mean, they were behind in double digits, okay? And they found a way. Did you learn anything about the Thunder that you did not know before this Game 5?
Early in the series, I was not impressed by the 40-point win. I was more impressed with tonight's win because they showed maturity. They didn't give up. They were down big numbers or down double digits, and they kept fighting. They showed that they have the experience and can get back into a game, whether they're not in rhythm or not, even their star players not playing their best basketball, and they can win a gutty win against the Denver Nuggets team who has championship DNA experience.
Do you see this going 7?
Actually, I do.
Yeah, I figured you would. It's tough to win in Denver. Game 6 is in Denver Thursday, and you can see it on ESPN. 5 games were more than enough for the Pacers to knock off the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, we heard from Donovan.
To see them execute the last 2 games in clutch situation, the last 5 minutes of the ball game, the game with them 5 points, They've been sensational. The Thunder beat the Nuggets to take a 3-2 series lead. OKC double-digit scores in Game 5. Shea, 31. J-Dub, 18. Hartenstein, 15. Chet, 14. Caruso, 13. And Lou Dort had 12. This was a total team effort. Jokic came out. He was very, very aggressive. He wasn't looking to get everybody else involved. He was looking to dominate this game, and he did, but he didn't get enough help. 44 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and he did it on 17 of 25 shooting, 5 of 7 from the three-point line, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. As I mentioned, 15 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. He only had 2 turnovers, and he carried a heavy workload, 44 minutes. All the starters, Christian Brown, 43 minutes. Jamal Murray, 42 minutes. Yoke, 44 minutes. Michael Porter Jr., who gave them nothing in the second half, along with Christian Brown. They scored 0 points between the two of them, Ocho. And they missed. They were 0 of 6, I think, in the second half. Aaron Gordon had 37, played 37 minutes, had 13 points. Meta, you watched this game, and going into the fourth quarter, I know the Nuggets were very comfortable because normally the last time they were here, in the second game, they got blown out. And it's like, here we are. We got an 8-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. We're playing extremely well. But the Thunder got a gear that they can get to, and I don't know if the Nuggets are not hitting on all cylinders, they can get to that level. What impressed you the most about what you saw from OKC tonight?
Well, OKC, I always had them winning. I definitely had SGA as MVP. I do like the Joker. When you win 68 games and the next team is in their 50s, I don't even know how many games, Denver won, and the MVPs usually on that team. And they have a really balanced team. They all play defense. And I think Joker is probably going to be kicking himself in the butt, meaning he should be doing a little bit more sprints, right? Like, because if he's going to play 44 minutes in the playoffs, sometimes if you look at the game, it's too easy. So sometimes if it's too easy, you're not doing those extra sprints. Because you're already getting 40 and 20 anyway, right? And these are those games where you need to close out the extra defensive slide, the extra drive. And I think if Joker was in a little bit better shape, he pulls out this game by himself, but he did a lot.
Ocho, you watching this game and you see the Nuggets, they played extremely well for 3 quarters. They played really well. Then they get outscored 34-19 in the fourth quarter. Jokic was doing all he could. Murray had 28, but it was a very inefficient 28. He had 27 shots to get it. He was 3 of 13 from the three-point line. Christian Brown, 43 minutes, 3 of 12 from the field, 2 of 8 from the three-point line. Michael Porter Jr. had played 29 minutes. He was 1 of 7 from the field. He was 0 of 5 from the three-point line. You can't play that many minutes and only have 2 points. Christian Brown had 8 points in the first half, none in the second half. They got no contribution. And when you get that kind of contribution, they had 6 guys in double figures. OKC did. When you watch this game and you see late in the game, the 2 big guns, Shai Gilgeous and Jalen Williams, take this game over. Yes, what impressed you most about what you saw from OKC, Ocho?
Hey, honestly, I really think it came down to fatigue. Both teams lean very heavy on their starters. Obviously so because of the playoffs and the severity and the meaning of and the importance of this game. OKC rotated their players in short spurts where they only had really 1 player over 24 minutes. You look at Denver, they had 4 players that played over 37 minutes. And obviously, when it came to those last 5 minutes of the game, when it was time to close out or they were switching late, it showed. Listen, Joker did what he could do. He just looked tired, but even when he is tired, he still show up to the party. Man, he still give you that work, man. I don't know what brother Michael Porter Jr. I don't know Porter. Michael Porter Jr., right? Man, what young bull like that doing,
Nothing.
Man?
Getting cardio in. He has a sprained left AC joint, and if we've ever had those, we know that's very painful. But if you can't get the job, at some point in time, if you can't get the job done, you say, Coach, I just can't get it done. Because you not being a threat, now you allow them to load up on Yoke. You allow them to load up on Murray because they don't view you as a scoring threat. So now if you're not a threat, you're no good to your team because now they can go 2-on-2, 2-on-1, 2-on-1. They can load up on Yoke, and you see that's what happened later in the ball game because, he hit a fadeaway 3 that I don't know how that ball went in, but it did go in. but Porter and Brown are going to have to give them more if they want to get back and come back to OKC for Game 7. What do you think they need to do in order to win on Thursday night in Denver to make sure they have a Game 7, I think Saturday or Sunday?
Probably a lot more body movement. You know, the Joker had 5 assists. That's not normal. I think he needs to have 10 assists. You know, for them.
They can't make shots, Meta. You know, in order to get assists, the guy got to put the ball in the basket.
And that's true. And on the flip side, they got to put the ball in the basket. That's true. And, you know, Joker probably took it upon himself. But, you know, I feel like he's not in the 10 assist range. And I think that's going to be difficult. Like you said, it's going to fall on the players. They're going to have to step it up.
Because I'm looking at Jamal Murray. Think about it. He had 28 points. It took him 27 shots.
Yeah,
Christian Brown had 8 points, but he had 12 shots. Michael Porter Jr. had 2 points. He had 7 shots. So, and he was all 5. So Christian Brown and Michael Porter Jr., they were 2 of 13 from the 3. And so, look, the thing is that you have to have, if I'm playing the Denver Nuggets, what am I going to do? Am I going to make Jokic a scorer, or I'm going to let him be a facilitator? But I can't let him do both. Right. Because if he's doing both, it's going to be hard for you to beat him. Now, like you said, if he had 44 points and 12 assists, well, they win this game. But that means players are making shots, because it'd be interesting to see how many potential assists he could have had guys made those shots. And that's the difference in this ball game, because late in the fourth quarter, when it got time, they made their shots. OKC made their shots, and that's why you got 6 guys in double figures. And you look at the rotation. The Nuggets are playing 8 guys. OKC are playing 10 guys. You see the difference? 18 minutes, 11 minutes. Even Isaiah Joe only played 5. Caruso gave you 24 minutes. Jalen Williams gave you 10 minutes. Lou Dort gave you 28 minutes. And then your big guns, Gil just had 39, 33 for Hartenstein. Jalen Williams had 38, and Chet Holmgren had 34. But that's what you have to have in situations like this, Ocho. You got to have your big guns to go.
Hey, but that goddamn Lou Dort, when he hit them 3 threes back to back, I really think this series is over.
I don't think it's over. I think it's going 7.
I think
it's going 7.
You think the Thunder gonna let it slip up?
I can see it going 7 with because you know the Joker's a different beast. You know, he got 2 games away. That's how he looking at it. Now, I didn't necessarily think the Pacers was going to be like a number 1 seed or beating a number 1 seed. I knew it was going to be good. Right. But, you know, all the other teams are stacked. Giannis, SGA, right? And so, you know, I think the Pacers are coming out the East. And so I did have SGA. I did have OKC winning, right? I did have them favored to win this year. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to be honest. I did have them favored to win. But if they go up against Indiana, you know how that go. I'm facing town.
I totally get that. I think that, look, Peyton Watson, I mean, guys were bad. I mean, the reserves came in, they hit 3 shots. They're 3 of 15. Peyton Watson was 1 of 4. Russ was 1 of 7. Strather was 1 of 2. I mean, 1 of 2. So that's 3 of 13 shots. That's not good enough. That's not nearly good enough. When you look at what they got out of their bench, they got 15, 18, they got 22. You gave them 10, they got 22. So the thing is that it's hard for and that's the thing about the playoffs. It's really hard for your big guys to get a rest, because the game get away from you just like that. They take Jokic out, or they take Murray out and gone. Now OKC goes on a run. And that's really hard. But, you know, Jokic knows he's going to have to probably play another 44, 45. He might have to play 46 minutes in order for them to have a chance. But they're going to have to shoot the ball better. 13 or 46 won't get it done. You shooting under 30% and from the 3, and you taking that many? Nah, they need to be in the 30. They need to be somewhere between 35 and 38% if they're going to shoot that many threes.
And they got to help too. You got to have something from the bench, huh? Something from the bench got to have. And the thing about it is, you know, Russell Westbrook at times, you know, he's up and down. So he had a somewhat of a bad game tonight. I doubt he has a repeat performance of that, you know, come next game, because obviously you're back against the wall. You don't have a choice but to win this next game. So I think he's going to show up. He's going to deliver. Joker's going to be Joker no matter what. And MPJ got to show up. Michael Porter, I think they got to, they got to drive the ball too. Sometimes that shot not falling. You got to, if you look at the Pacer game when they won
They was down 7, and Halliburton hit that layup. It was down 7
Yeah.
for 45 seconds. And what did Halliburton start doing? He started driving. And actually, even in the first quarter, they were actually down that game. And then when the young fella, McConnell, got in the game, he started driving the ball to the basket. Once he started driving the ball to the basket, changed the whole game. You see what I'm saying? And I think sometimes guys is afraid to use that extra energy to, you know, to get to the teeth of the defense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But you look at that's not Michael Porter Jr. He's basically he's a wing player. He's using the catch and shoot, things like that. He's not looking to put the ball on the floor. Obviously, Murray will put the ball on the floor. Christian Brown can drive the ball. Gordon can drive the ball. Yoke can do some of everything. But that's, I mean, other than Russ, but we talked about this at the beginning of the series. You got to ride the Russ roller coaster. I mean, you're going to get a game where he gives you 17 points and 6 rebounds and 5 assists. But you're also going to have a game where he plays like this, and he's not efficient, and he's going to turn the ball over. You have to accept everything that comes along, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. That's who Russell Westbrook is. That's basically what he has been his entire career. Yeah, he can give you 30. But he can have a double. He can have a trip dub, but he's probably gonna have 7 or 8 assists. That comes along with it. We're understanding that now. We know where we are. We know what we hope we know what we're gonna get from Russ. But the other guys, I need Murray to be a little bit more efficient. I need Christian Brown to give me more than what he gave me tonight. Michael Porter Jr. 2 points won't get it. You cannot play 29 minutes and give the team 2 points. That will not cut it. 2 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Not nearly enough. That's not nearly enough against this team. Maybe against the Clippers. That was good. And if you go back and look at how he played in Game 3, he was great. He was great in Game 3. He was one of the reasons that they won. But this effort that they get that go ahead, Bella.
Hey, I was gonna say, thanks for having me on a nightcap. I gotta catch this connecting flight. I'm over here in Dubai. I'm in Dubai.
You in where? Dubai?
I just left Saudi. Now I'm in connecting Dubai, coming back to LA. You know, they told me I'd get on a nightcap. I was like, man, I got to get on a nightcap. But I want to say it's an honor to be on nightcap. I love everything you're doing in media, Chad. You already know. So good to see you. And
yes, sir.
Have me again. I would love to come back on a nightcap.
Absolutely. Appreciate you stopping by for a few moments, Metal. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Go catch that flight.
Thank you, my guys.
All right, bro. Yeah, Ocho, look.
Yeah.
34-19, they got outscored. They were up by 8. They lose by 7. And you think about it. They scored 28, 28, 30, and then they dipped to 19. That was not the quarter that you wanted to have your lowest scoring output. Give OKC credit. They're a great defensive team. They switch everything. They can guard. You know, you got Jalen Williams that can guard, Lou Dort that can guard. Even when they come in, you know, Caruso can guard, Wiggins can guard, Wallace can guard, Joe can guard. They do a great job. Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein doing a great job of protecting the paint. Shea is great at deflecting, getting deflection and stealing the ball. So they're a very good defensive team. I don't want to take anything away from them, but I do think that Michael Porter, he and Christian Brown are going to have to play better if they want to force a Game 7 and come back to OKC.
I mean, do you make a coaching change? I mean, does a coach make a change? And with Michael Porter Jr. really not giving you anything, do you have somebody else play?
But remember, I said, and Joe said, you and Joe said you don't want to mess up that and take the production that Russ gives you off the bench. I made that recommendation a couple of days ago, remember?
Yeah, I mean, well, at this point, you definitely got to do it.
I agree.
I'm just saying, you're back against the wall. You're gonna go home, one or the other. If he's that injured. Hell, you can have Russ in there. Russ can give you what, 2 points?
Russ gave you 4.
That's the case.
Russ gave you 4 in 20 minutes. But guys just got to be better. Guys got to be better. I mean, the bench for the Nuggets were 2 of 8 from the 3. That ain't good enough. That's not good enough. Yeah. But OKC is 1 win away from advancing to the Western Conference Finals. And thanks to a 112-105 victory over Denver. Game 6 is back in Denver on Thursday. Great balance scoring from the Thunder. 6 players in double figures, led by what we presume will be the MVP, Shai Gilgeous. He has 31 points, 6 rebounds, 7